Well, good morning. Kind of weird. See what happens, I guess. Let's see. All right, well, as usual, guys, I'm going to start my morning off by getting my carbon distiller going because, well, I need clean water. Or at least I want clean water. I guess I don't need it. I could use any other type of water, but I'm going to go with the clean water today. Today is day number 3 of the hydrogen challenge. Hydrogen water and smoothie challenge. That is, can you believe it's only day 3? Wow. I mean, obviously, I'm probably challenging myself much longer. Day 3 only. I'm doing a lot of videos lately for you guys. Okay. It's kind of a slow morning today. I'm going to go ahead and start with my routine. And this is just my routine. I got to say, I should probably wait till more people are in here before I bring up certain subjects. Maybe get some feedback from some people. Someone was wanting to learn and be curious about people's feedback on certain things today. Let's see here. I'm actually check this out. Well, you guys know I always do my Purium powder first, but I'm actually looking at this apothecary, I guess is what it says, and it's organic cherry juice. That's pretty much all it is. And it's a product that, I mean, I think it's, let's see here. It says for maximum effect. And 1 ounce to 8 to 10 ounces of water. Of course, I'm going to use hydrogen water. Best taken prior to bedtime. So I will probably, that's actually a good idea. I'll probably use this more around bedtime. It's only good till August of 2023. Wow, I better use that up. I mean, kind of saving it. They got some pretty neat products. I think that one, I don't know a ton about it, other than I think it helps with sleep. That's why they're saying nighttime. You know what? I got all these brochures. Maybe one of them talks about it, but I'm not going to go into it right now. I just need to make my breakfast and make my water. We'll do that sometime. I could see how using it with hydrogen would actually really enhance it, because I saw have you guys ever heard of Chat GTP or something rather? One of my viewers was telling me about it. It's that whole AI system, and they were asking it questions about hydrogen, and basically it was saying a bunch of stuff that I've been saying actually about. They asked it about soaking food. They're like, is soaking food like fruits and vegetables in hydrogen water actually make a difference? And it was like, yeah, apparently there's data. It enhanced the antioxidative power of the fruit or vegetable, and it did something else too, and I'm trying to remember what it said it does. I mean, that's mostly the reason why I did it, but there was some other reason now that I'm thinking about it. I'd have to go back and look again. I was going to do a video about it. I wanted to get a little feedback from you guys. Okay, here we go. It says certain subjects involving beavers. Northern Yeti. Hi, everyone. I had some cherries at breakfast this morning. There you go. Best to take before sleeping. There you go. See, Burton seems to know about it. Cherry helps lower uric acid. Good for gout issues. I was going to ask you guys. I'm curious about your opinion. Okay, obviously I'm going to start with my Purium powder for the nutrients, because we know my food is deficient. Well, everybody's basically food is deficient. And there's not that many people in the room right now, but I still would ask you guys for maybe your opinion on this. It's funny because I'll do certain videos, and it's really interesting because I'll do certain videos. And sometimes I think like, oh, this is a great video. There's great information. I think people are going to like it. I get excited about it, And then I'll put the video up, and then it doesn't really get that many views, or literally people will leave. I mean, just like a lot of people just start leaving the channel. Like a lot of people just unsubscribe. And I'm like, well, that's weird. I just released a really great video with really good information, and everybody's leaving. And then I'll put some other video out, which I maybe don't think is super good. I'm going to put a splash of chlorella, you guys know. Maybe I'll ask this question when there's more people in here, but maybe I can get a little bit from you guys if you have maybe feedback. Maybe I feel like, am I missing something, something along those lines? And I'll do some video that I don't even think is that good, and I'll get a bunch of views, and I'll get my the subscribers start going up. And I'm thinking, okay, well, that's kind of interesting. And I don't know if you guys saw the video. I'm putting a little bit of flax seeds in here. Obviously, they're obviously good for you. But most of the data that I read is for women, but I'm pretty sure it's good for men too. And so I'll put a video out, like I said, like yesterday. I don't know if you guys saw the video that I put out. I thought it was really helpful. I was like, oh, here we go. Because I get a lot of emails and people never hear the conversations I have with people individually. And, I don't really do like podcasts or anything, but I thought, okay, maybe I'll try to do that. And so I did that little interview. I don't know if you guys saw that video yesterday. And sometimes it's weird. I feel like, what it feels like? Let's see. It's the algorithm. They push and exclude certain things. I have searched by exactly title and had a hard time finding things. Other channels also say people complain they keep getting unsubscribed. Really? Well, see, what's weird is that, that's good feedback. But what's weird is that I see, like I said, it's like I'm specifically, if I'll do a video on certain subjects, and like I said, a bunch of people come in, want to subscribe, and certain subjects everybody leaves, and I just find it really odd because I've noticed a pattern, and the pattern seems to be, and this is the part that boggles my mind. I thought people want to know, the truth about something, right? They're like, hey, I want to know, you know what? Look at this thing here. I think it's going bad. Let me see here. When does it expire? Maybe I'll just finish it. I noticed that it's when I do things in regards to, I think I'm going to have a little prune juice just for the heck of it. I have it. It's got natural boron. So I'm just going to, I don't know, have a little bit of it. Empty stomach after I had my hydrogen water. And I think I just had some leftover of this. Plus, I like the flavor. Natural boron. Yeah, what are the nutrients in these? Let's check it out. Oh, it even has protein, potassium, iron. It's funny. They don't put that it's got boron. Prunes are supposed to have good amounts of boron. So anyway, so when I do certain subjects, and it's subjects that I'm literally thinking to myself, this will be great, right? I didn't know that, potentially cheap hydrogen products can harm you. Like I had no idea back in the day, I thought, oh, this will be great. This is important for people to know, blah, blah, blah. That's the way I'm thinking, right? And when I put those type of videos up, I lose subscribers. People do not seem to like me talking about chemicals in hydrogen, leaching metals, and again, this is not medical advice, and I'm not making any claims for or against any product or products or whatever. But I have learned some things, and I've seen some lab reports, and I learned that you want to be cautious, right, when using hydrogen, making sure to do it properly. But it seems that whenever I do a video about the subject, people don't want to hear about it, and it kind of shocks me. I'm like, wow, people not care? It's really, really weird. The testimonials don't seem to be as popular either, which surprises me too. I'm like, wow, I thought people would want to hear from actual people. What do people like to hear? Now that I think about it, I'm trying to remember. There's certain videos that people are more drawn to. I know the algorithm plays a role, but it's just interesting. At least I find it interesting. I don't know why. I don't get it. I don't understand, but it's okay. I even thought, well, okay, I could just stop talking about it, I guess. Though some people are really grateful for it. Some people are like, oh man, I had no idea, would have never thought about it. Blah, blah, blah. So, I don't know. seeing if you guys have any feedback about that, but don't know what to say about that. But I'd be curious. I wish I could ask, those people who unsubscribe. I'm like, oh, I'm just curious. What makes you think? Maybe you know what? Maybe they just think that it's. I'm trying to get in their head. Maybe they just think it's bogus. They're like, this guy's just talking about bogus stuff. Because I do get people who are like, they seem to be upset, which is kind of weird. And I say, probably certain products that they like. And I say, yeah, in my opinion, and again, just my opinion, I'll say, yeah, that's not a product that I'm fond of. And people get upset about that, which is kind of weird. They'll get upset that I don't like the product that they like or something. It's like, well, sorry. Or, a lot of different supplements and stuff like that I'm just not really into. As you guys have noticed, I'm trying to do what I can with the most natural things, meaning obviously hydrogen is probably the most natural thing ever. But a lot of foods and even the supplements, quote unquote, that I use are just food, like the powder, the Purium powder, or the whatchamacallit, or the minerals. Those are just, really basic things, at least in my opinion. Well, anyways, like I said, maybe I'll ask when there's more people in the room, but today looks like it's going to be a slow day. Not too many people in here today. And you know what's funny? You want to hear something strange? I was trying to do a video yesterday, live, like quite a few times, and it just wouldn't work. And I was going to interview this guy live. It just wouldn't work. And I was like, why won't it work? And I did everything. I got to update the newest version of YouTube and all these different options, and it just wouldn't work. And I found that very odd. I'm like, why won't? It's like almost like they didn't want me interviewing this guy, and I just didn't understand why, because it wasn't that big of a deal. I don't know if you guys saw the video. It was one of my viewers who contacted me, and he tried to he was trying to use the cheap hydrogen products, and a lot of people do. They're like, I just want to use the cheap stuff, see if it works. And it's kind of like, well, I hate to say it, but it's like a lot of things, It's not, the cheap stuff doesn't always work. Sometimes it does. It just depends on what we're talking about. But for the most part, you get what you pay for typically, right? And he tried the cheap stuff, and then he'd been using hydrogen for months and months and months. And of course, the products that he bought ended up breaking. They were, unfortunately, they were made in China. He got the cheap ones. And but then he got his, like, he called it a hair tissue analysis, something like that. And lo and behold, what came up? Man, lots of different heavy metals. And he was like, what? What's going on? He was really concerned. And then, of course, he saw my channel and he's like, oh, I guess maybe I should be cautious about some of these things. And then he emailed me and he's like, what can I do to try to help myself here? And then I was like, this might be really helpful for people to hear, is what I thought. I really think that, because I've had a lot of messages like that. I've had a lot of messages where people have been harmed by different devices that I don't personally recommend. And again, I'm not trying to make any claims or anything like that. And I don't want to put any product under the bus, so I'm not going to name any products or anything. But those are concerns, for me, after doing the research I've done. And I've learned a lot about not just hydrogen, but just different supplements and different stuff that I just won't use for sure. So here we go. Blueberries. You guys know the drill. Maybe I'm boring you guys already this morning because I'm like trying to wrap my head around it. But you know what it is? Maybe, just maybe, I'm just thinking out loud here. Maybe people just really don't want to hear the truth. People like to hear stuff that they want to hear. They're just like, you know what? Don't tell me the bad. But yet they seem to want all the bad news. I mean, they love the drama. But yet it's sometimes you start giving them the actual truth, not just drama stuff, but like the actual truth. And they're like, I don't want to hear it. And it's like, okay, should get used to that. All right, sorry guys, were you able to hear that? That'd be interesting if you could hear it. I think testimonials are great, but my opinion is they work best with pictures and people sharing their own experience before and after comparison. Well, Lisa, see, that's good feedback because all I really did was um, I just did an interview with the guy, and I don't even know how to do that. So maybe that's why. Yeah, there. I mean, see, that's a good feedback. I appreciate that. It's probably I don't really have. Well, I'm not really good at computers. I'm not really. That's not what I do, and so I didn't really have like. It's not like a proper podcast, but maybe that's it. No, you know what? That's a good point. Maybe I should, if I'm going to do a proper podcast, I should just try to figure out a way to get this guy on Zoom or something. And it wasn't just about before and after. This was an actual lab test that this guy got. But that's good feedback. I appreciate that, actually. So thank you. See, that's a good one. By the way, could you guys hear my work phone call when I got a work phone call? Just curious if you guys could hear that. Anybody when I took it? Or did the video just kind of go, like, did it freeze or something? Because if I can take calls like that and everybody is with us, that'd be interesting. Nope. Thought I froze up. Oh. Well, I guess it was just that. Okay, let's put some ginger. Probably a little too much ginger. I put broccoli sprouts already. We put some blueberries in. Yeah, today's one of those kind of slow, quiet mornings. You know what it is? Gosh, people are just, what should I say? I'm finding that people are just crazy. But I think it's just because so many things have happened to people and they become a little too cautious. You know what I mean? And people get really paranoid, actually, I've noticed. And people don't want to communicate. Some people do, but like they just want to text and email. I tend to talk more with people because when I email or text, oh, it's so annoying because it goes on forever. Because people always end up having more questions. I mean, if it's a simple question, that's one thing, it's no big deal. But when things get complicated, I'm like, you know what? Forget it. It takes more time. It takes more time to text and email forever than to just say, you know what, just send me your phone number, I'll call you. And then a lot of people get very weird about that. It's kind of funny. They're like, oh, this is a scam or something. I'm like, you contacted me. And I'm trying to actually be nice. That's my problem. I think I try to be too nice to people, and then I get frustrated because people, not everybody, but it ends up being a waste of my time. It's almost like I should just stop. Thought about that. Just stop it altogether and just not really call people. Just make my videos, do what I do, go do my thing. And because it's so time consuming to do phone calls, to do try to help each person actually becomes extremely time consuming for me. I know nobody else cares probably. It's obviously my life. And but I just don't like to see people suffer, and it's nice for people to get better, but I don't know. What else was I going to say? I was going to say something to you guys. What was it? Something very interesting too. And I was thinking, oh, maybe I'll share that tomorrow. And I think I already forgot. It's funny if I'll come up with a subject thinking, yeah, I'll talk about that tomorrow. And then by the time morning comes, it's like, I forgot. Start talking about something else. I guess you guys today, if you have certain questions, you're welcome to ask them. But today is day 3 of the hydrogen challenge. I put down a liter already. I clearly washed my mouth before, so it was part of my protocol. And all you got to do on these challenges for right now, let's see, I'm going to put either clean water or hydrogen water in this. And all you really got to do is, drink some, preferably clean. Clean hydrogen water would be what I would do. That is what I'm doing. I'm doing the challenge. And of course, I've been doing it for years. Just see if people can maybe do it for 10 days or something. See if they can survive. Survive? Oh my goodness, is it that hard to eat? Not even totally healthy, just a little bit of hydrogen clean water in the morning and a smoothie, and that's it. You don't have to do anything more. Okay, I'm going to put the chia seeds in the wrong order today, by the way. Just watch what happens. Hopefully, it won't mess my smoothie up today. I'm going to put a decent amount of them. You guys know why we put them. I guess I probably don't need to go into all that anymore. All the minerals, all the nutrients, all the protein, all the good stuff. Let's see here. What's going on in the world today? Should we talk about what's going on in the world today, or should we leave all that out of it? What would you guys like to chat about today? Let's see. Oh yeah, let's see. Video froze. It gets muted when you receive a call. Interesting. We just continue to have our own show without you. There you go, Bulky Pug. Don't stop doing your calls, but I think it's time to charge something in exchange for your help and your protocols. People don't value free stuff. You know, you're absolutely right. That has been a kind of a big issue. And I'm trying to actually be nice to people and not charge them. Like even the guy yesterday, he was like, "Oh, I'm willing to pay," and you know, you know what? I'm having internet problems, guys. I think this is not going to work today. This is interesting. Why this is happening? I've been having this internet thing going on, and I know it's not my internet. I'm curious if you guys can hear me now. Let me know if you can hear me. I've been having this weird thing happen. It was happening yesterday, and all of a sudden, YouTube just doesn't want me going live, I guess. I guess I can put up video though. Yeah, let me know if you can hear me now. Let me know what happened there a moment ago if it cut out or something. Interesting. Yep, let's see here. Let's put some beats in here. Not super exciting today. You know, it's just that it's nice and slow. I know it's probably not the most exciting way to do videos. People like more exciting videos and welcome, and I get it. But I just woke up, guys. And you know what? It is a little, well, I guess it's not super early this morning, is it? I got up early, but it took me a while to get everything going this morning. Can you guys hear? Let's see. Yeah, great products. That's a good idea. Start a Patreon and include a tier with consultations. Oh, that's a good idea, Northern Yeti. Thing is, this whole thing will end up becoming some type of like job, and I never really would like it to be that, but I guess it could be that. I guess I could do that. So, are you guys able to hear? Because I'm having, I don't know why YouTube is doing this. I really can't understand it. Never had issues until mostly yesterday, and it's showing me that my internet's cutting out. And I'm seeing if you guys can actually hear what I'm saying. And if the video feed is working. Okay, quiet day today. Okay, we're putting the next magic ingredient, guys. We're putting in natto. You know, people always complain about not getting enough protein. Let me tell you something. If you don't think you're getting enough protein, then you don't know beans, brother, because beans is like magic source of protein. Now, granted, there's a lot of different types of beans. I'm going to use fermented beans, and it's a very special bean, actually. There's a ton of science behind natto. Obviously, first of all, let's activate it. A lot of people apparently don't even know that you have to activate it by stirring it. Hear you now, but it did cut out. Yeah, interesting. Is it like keywords? I feel like it might be keywords. I don't know. Anyway, point is that you activate the natto by stirring it up. Natto is a natural kind of like statin. It thins your blood a little bit, which is not really a bad thing. But then you use the hydrogen, at least I do. I use the hydrogen personally to make the blood move into the ghost vessels, and the way it just makes blood move. Let me tell you something. Blood is the key. Blood is the key to your health. I feel like people overcomplicate health sometimes, and it really isn't extremely complicated, but you kind of have to have a rough idea of what you're doing. Look at that. See how it's all foaming up? It's activating. Look at that. Can you see that? Stuff looks good. And it's obviously rich in vitamin K, which is a semi-difficult nutrient to get. And it's a whole food, but has natural kinase, or what people call natural nattokinase. and which is also really good. It's like an enzyme. It's good at breaking things down. I won't go into what it could break down because don't comment below because everybody's going crazy about that. But I've been using this stuff forever, and there's tons of science. They show that it oxygenates cancer cells. The Japanese have actually done just a tremendous amount of research on natto, and this stuff is it's just magical. It really is magical. I say magical. I mean, it's unbelievable. They even tell you, hey, make sure not to eat too much of it. You get too much protein, which can strain the kidneys. Which is one of the things that I don't think most people think about or seem to understand, especially the people who go on those all meat diets. You know, I'm not judging them. I'm just saying that I don't think they realize that too much is not always a good thing. Life is all about balance, in my opinion, at least health-wise. Actually, probably in many aspects of life. You know, Northern Yeti, since almost nobody's here and like it's one of these slow days, maybe I should finish telling you that stone people story. I don't know if everybody else will care and be like, hey, wait, we wanted to hear that story. Why did you do it when we weren't around? Like, oh, I don't know. Just because it was one of those days. I don't know. Okay, let's see here. Which one do we want to use? I'll use the green one first. Yeah, we don't have any real interesting stories. I thought the guy's story was so interesting yesterday. That's the funny thing. See, I was all excited about it. I noticed a lot of the stuff I get excited about, people don't seem to get as excited as I do. But I was like, oh my gosh. I mean, I was excited, not excited in a good way in a way because I felt bad for the guy, but excited. It's like, see, I've been trying to tell people to be cautious of such things, and like people don't care. They want to stick their head in the sand, I guess. I'm like, wow. Put a video out thinking this is going to really be helpful for people, and then I kid you not, people literally start unsubscribing. I can see it really quickly. And the view count on the video is really low, like nobody cared. I'm like, wow, interesting. People are interesting. I don't know what they want. I kind of know what they want, but I don't want to just lie to people and be like, oh yeah, tell them that things are great if they're not. You know, that's just not my personality. But sometimes people don't want to hear it. I've noticed that. They just don't want to hear it. You know, like, I don't want to know about water. It's one thing actually. People are at least willing to hear out about water these days. Okay, guys, what are we missing here? I know I'm missing something. What am I missing? Anybody? Can anybody tell me by watching what we're missing today? I feel like I'm missing something. What did I forget? Oh, walnuts. Walnuts and raisins. Oh my gosh, I did it again. Did I even? Okay, let's try this. I guess I'm going to have to put dried nuts in here. I forgot to soak them. I prefer to soak them, but let's just go ahead and throw a few walnuts in here just because, you know, they're good for you, but also because I like the flavor. It makes it kind of creamy. I guess technically, does that mean I should put raisins in there? You know what? Let me see if I have any raisins. Do I have any raisins? I do have some raisins. Okay. Yep, sun-dried California raisins. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to just put some because I don't like the dry food, but I got to say, they got boron, natural boron, but they have a lot of other stuff too, just a splash. I mean, what else do they have in here? Obviously, everybody's like, well, they have a lot of sugar. You know, they got protein. Can you believe that? There's protein in this stuff too. They don't even mention the boron in this either. That's interesting. It shows iron, calcium, potassium, all the good stuff, but no boron. I'll tell you, nobody talks about boron. What I'm going to do, let me see if I have room in the fridge. I do not have much room in the fridge. Oh, that's not good. I was going to try to soak some right now, but maybe I'll do it later. Okay. Okay. All right. Like I said, slow morning. I don't feel like I got a super, super great night's sleep. I mean, I slept, but, you know, there's been a lot of stress lately, to be honest. And I was like, didn't get to do all the things I want to do. But I try. I spent way too much time with that video actually yesterday, and that's the one that nobody watched. Now that I'm thinking about it, I did spend a lot of time because I kept having internet trouble. And but that was very nice of the guy too. He's like, sure. Sharing his testimonial. Man, the heavy metals that were found in that guy though, holy cow. I was like, man, I'm telling you guys, I don't know what to think about the products You know, I'm not, like I said, I'm not making any claim for or against any products. I'm just saying I'm a little surprised. But I mean, of course, it is China, and we have to kind of be like, at some point, do you realize that almost every hydrogen device is made in China almost? You know? So it makes me feel like, okay, you should probably be a little cautious, just a little bit. That's what I've learned. And you know what? If you want the benefits of hydrogen but really don't want to spend a lot of money, I would just say exercise, I guess, and eat healthy. Try to get your gut to produce more of it, like these smoothies. You know, that's what I would do. Obviously, if you're going to want to really, really do like the hydrogen protocol, or we're doing a hydrogen, what do you call it? The hydrogen challenge. I think, unfortunately, there's just, you have to do it right. It's just not something that can be done on the cheap. You know, if you do it on the cheap, it's kind of like a lot of things. There's, like if you buy certain cheap stuff that is not really like for example, some cheap water filter. I mean, it's not going to make your water super clean, you know. So yeah, when it comes to your health, sometimes you have to spend more. And you know, it's too bad that it costs more to do things like grow food without chemicals. That costs more. It's so weird. I would think that chemicals are expensive to produce, and yet they're so abundant and it's so cheap. You know, it's just weird. Organic food is more expensive. Weird. It's so weird. I find it weird. Okay, guys, we're putting in the celery. I like the celery in there. It tastes, it gives it a nice little flavor. I think we're done with celery. Actually, you know what? Does it look like I put enough in there? It kind of doesn't, but to be honest, I don't think I'm gonna be able to fit the carrots if I put in more. So I guess we'll just add more tomorrow. Okay, we got the natto in there. We have blueberries, walnuts, raisins. We got everything now, I think. I think we finally got it. Let's go with the carrots. Carrots are the ones that you can get organic and just cheap. It's unbelievable. Um, let's see here. Northern Yeti, nice. I'm up for Stone People Friday. Maybe boring is just boring. Yeah. Let's see, what did happen with actually the Stone People thing. There was some other story too yesterday. Somebody wanted to know, and I said, I don't have enough time for it. What was that one too? I'm trying to remember. It was, oh, I remember. It was the whole urine therapy stuff. Okay, I'll just share that one. So look, it is very, very difficult to find data in regards to urine therapy. And urine therapy, look, before everybody starts freaking out, everybody's gonna like freak out and be like, oh my God, this is a question that somebody asked. And I have researched the subject, and it's one of the more difficult subjects to research, actually. Very hard to find data. I mean, I had to just, yeah, and it led me crazy enough back to Japan. I thought it was pretty much bogus until there was this doctor. This doctor's like, he's got to be over 100 years old now, but he's like, when he showed some of the research and did an interview, he was like in his late 90s or something crazy. And boy, that made people leave. And look, I'm just trying to give you the science, the data. I'm not making claim that it's good for you, not good for you. Does it seem gross? Well, yeah, and it seems gross because it's very possible that it has a lot to do with our bodies, you know. And I'll go into some detail maybe on that later, because yeah. So anyway, this guy was when he was a young man. This is how he got started with it and how he ended up researching it. And I believe the very first scientific, like real scientific research and published work showing the results. And here's a shocker, spoiler alert, there were results. And I was like, whoa, okay. But what he learned shocked everybody, and that includes me, because you know how people say to do crazy things, they're like, oh, you should drink, you know, the very first urine in the morning and stuff. And it's like, ugh, you know, and they're wrong, by the way, according to the data at least. First of all, you don't even need a large amount. Some people are like, oh, you got to pour a big cup of it. And it's like, ugh, yuck. And first thing in the morning, and it's like, no. What he discovered was, first of all, that there is an effect. And what I like about some of these research, now this has almost pretty much nothing to do with it, but research oftentimes that I've discovered reveals certain aspects about the human body that we didn't know and how it functions. And that's what I kind of liked about it personally. And what was discovered was that they were having people in the study, but people were very grossed out by it. They're like, I don't want to be drinking this. And so what they did is they would literally put a tube, this is crazy, they would put a tube down people's throats right into their stomach. So they wouldn't have to drink it. They could just pour it in and then measure the results. Well, here's where the funny thing came in. They would do that and the people wouldn't get any results. And they're like, what? What's going on here? Because then they had people drink it and they would get results. And they're like, well, what's the difference? What is the difference? Because then, can anybody guess? What is the difference between somebody drinking it and somebody just having to pour down their throat into their stomach? And so while you guys guess, I guess I'll just have to tell you because it doesn't seem like anybody's guessing actually. And so ultimately, what was discovered is they found that the human body has a special sensor, basically, if you want to call it that, in the throat area. And so what they realized is you could literally take a really small amount, like, I don't know, a shot glass or something, and you could gargle with it and then spit it out and you would get the benefits. So there's a sensor in the throat that is actually detecting what's in it and having a positive effect on the body. This doctor, it's a really wild story. When he was young, this is really scary, actually, in my opinion. This doctor, well, again, he was a young kid at the time, and he picked up some type of STD. And back in those days when he was a kid, there was no cure. And he said it was so painful. He was like just having this terrible time with this STD that he had gotten. And again, no cure. And he heard some old wives' tale. I think it was his grandma told him or something like, oh, you should just drink this and it'll fix it. And he's like, oh, I don't want to do that. But he said he just got so desperate that he did it and it did fix him. And he was just shocked. He's like, what? So he literally set out to be a doctor. He said, I am going to become a doctor. I'm going to do research on this. This is, very interesting. The world should know, blah, 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 blah. And that's what he did. And like I said, he was making these discoveries. Okay, let's let's fill this thing up with some clean hydrogen water. I feel like I'm a little slow today as far as, I'm just feeling kind of not super hyper. But I know that's probably not as fun for everybody. All right, so, again, apparently there is data. Let's see. When you soak the fruits and vegetables in hydrogen water, they did increase the antioxidant power. What was the other thing that happened to them? I'm trying to remember. I could probably go back and look at my text. You know what? Do you guys want me to? This is kind of interesting. Let me see. I'm just trying to remember. Maybe one of the viewers remembers, or one of them have access to Chat GP. You can ask it. What else did it do? I wish I could remember. That's weird. Because that's all I ever really knew about it, is that it increased the antioxidants in them. But there must be some other thing, and I wish I could remember what it was. I just figured it would do good stuff is what I really figured. Okay, let's blend this up and take out the compost. Oh, man. Uh-oh, this one's dancing today. It's dancing. All right. Let's settle for a second. I think that's kind of dancing around too much. I put the chia in the wrong order, remember? Remember I told you guys. There we go. All right. Take out some compost. Day 3. I don't know how many of you guys are actually following. You know what? Let me know. Are you guys actually following the challenge, or are you just watching me do it? Sometimes I feel like people just watch me do my health thing and then they don't really even do it. Probably like 2 or 3 people. All right. Let's get some of this going here one more time. Okay, get that out there. Ooh, there we go. Get some fresh air. You know, can't wait to get to Japan. It's gonna be a lot of fun. It'll be probably pretty similar climate, actually. All right, what do we do here? A couple jars, a couple lids. Cut it with a little hydrogen water. So let me do that. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Not that it's that important, but it helped. Well, I guess it actually is. Sounds like it's pretty well blended. I don't know, actually, though. I feel like I could hear it a little more. And what am I missing? Oh, yes, magic ingredients. I'll get those while I'm blending. Notice I focus more on nutrients than just like, oh, protein, got to get protein. It's like, let's get our proper nutrients, vitamins, minerals, those amino acids. Okay, let's go. Let's see if this is actually smooth today. Okay, we only pour half, remember? You guys know the drill yet? Has anybody figured this one out yet? Has anybody made the smoothie yet and really got it dialed in? Or is it just me here? Okay, we go halfway because then we don't have to mix it. Why? Well, so we don't have to mix it. We're gonna make it. Ooh, that tastes good. Okay, maybe that's what I need. I need some breakfast in me. That's what I need. Food's always the number one way to get your stuff. Second would be ionic. So here I'm going to put ionic zinc. I get plenty of zinc though from my food and my Purium powder, so I'm only going to put like 1 pump here. Just didn't want this stuff to go bad. And I like to pair my stuff with fruits and vegetables because the fibers in the fruits and vegetables, the enzymes, phytonutrients, all this great stuff works together with the things like minerals, for example. Here's D3, my favorite one with K2. Have to do D forever and ever. Though lately, I think I'm at the upper echelon of what I need. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's all I'm going to take for today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Normally, I take another one later, but I can feel that I'm getting enough. And so I'm at my top limit, and I'm going to be good there. That's about 5,000 I use. Maybe just a tad more boron. Good for the brain, good for the ligaments, good for your muscles, good for your bones, and both for men and women for their sex hormones. Been doing a little experiment with this one, and so far, and there's good data on boron as far as all the magical things that it does. And I say magic because it is kind of like magic. I mean, it's crazy, just like hydrogen. Chlorophyll. This is one that I didn't really think I needed, but you know what? I've been kind of using it, and I'm kind of digging it. Look at this stuff. This stuff's like it just tastes like pure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like pure greens. But yeah, I'm digging it. Just thought I'd try it. There it is. Okay, and this is why we only poured halfway, okay? Okay. Because now we're going to mix it. This one is going to go in the fridge, and this one I'm going to drink right now. We're going to get another magic ingredient. We got 2 more magic ingredients. I would ask you guys if you know what they are, but I kind of think that you kind of know by now. And this one I'm going to save for just in a little while, actually. But I think you guys know the next magical ingredient. Now, the next one, you really should see. Oh, I got koji. Ooh, I'm tempted to put some koji in there, maybe in a little bit. Hemp hearts. Extremely nutritious, most well-balanced omegas in the world. My gosh, you should see the nutrients in these guys. It's unbelievable. Manganese, copper, zinc. See, this is where I want to get my stuff, guys, from my food. Magnesium, not from some stupid pill. Phosphorus, folate, vitamin B6, niacin, thiamine, riboflavin, vitamin E. No vitamin C though, but a lot of potassium and iron and calcium, and no vitamin D. See, that's what I'm telling you. Vitamin D, guys, you just can't get it from your food practically. It's a rarity, and the food that it's in is not food that I want to eat these days because so contaminated. I know somebody who was eating a lot of seafood who had elevated levels of metals, specifically mercury. I asked that guy yesterday when I interviewed too if he ate any seafood. He's like, nope. He seems. Well, that's interesting. Can you guys hear me right now? This is funny. I just got a call. Very sweet person, and I'm like, I'm live right now on YouTube. She's like, what? I was looking for you live. She goes, I didn't see you. See, something's going on, huh? Something's going on my channel. I'm telling you, it's been acting weird. And she was being very sweet, making some kind comments. Hopefully, she'll find us right now and jump on in. Interesting. I thought she was listening because very interesting. Okay, my last ingredient, hydrogen. Diane McKenzie, I hear you now. Let's see here. Oh yeah, here we go. I'll read some of you guys' comments. All right. Hydrogen. Get to just have my breakfast. You know, she was calling because she's like, I think you're depressed. And I was like, really? But you know what? Not that I'm depressed per se, but it does get me down. Some, certain things get me down. You know, the way that people are sometimes. And maybe that's what she was sensing. Especially when I try so hard, Anywho. All right, guys. Let's enjoy today's smoothie. And I'm going to go do a little exercise after all this, but I'll maybe answer a few questions. Let me take out this earpiece. Kind of actually don't like having the earpiece in, but it's the only way I think you guys can hear me. Okay, let's see here. I hear you now, but it cut out. Okay, that's a good idea. Okay, Alicia says, we have here something called cuota de recuperación. Tastes good today. Which means you charge the minimum amount you are willing to receive for an hour of your time. That way, you never feel like you waste time. Thank you. That's, Alicia, you're giving good feedback. Thank you. Ellen says they cut out there. Yeah, I got another call here. Northern Yeti says, nice. I'm up for stone people. Oh, that's right. We're going to talk about that. Ohayo gozaimasu, says Avacosta. Ohayo gozaimasu, that's Japanese. Helen said, I added cacao to my smoothie. I love the flavor of chocolate and blueberries together. Oh, good. Yeah, and I think raw cacao can be good for you. I know there's conflicting information, but Alicia says the enzymes, maybe? You guessing something? Helen says, I'm doing it. I'm on day 4, though. Oh, you know what? I need to plug in this phone. Otherwise, it's going to die. There we go. Oh, is it even plugged in? There we go. Yeah, you're on your 4th day. Oh, good. How are you guys feeling? I hope you're feeling good. Somebody messaged me and said they've been doing it. Like, I'm going to the bathroom more. I'm like, that's a good thing. You want things moving out of you. Diane McKenzie says, yes. Lisa says, good morning. You made it, Lisa. I think that was one of the people who was just calling. Did you get a notification? Or you had to look for it? It was good today. I should probably treat myself. I like to put coconut cream in the smoothies, but that's only when I'm treating myself. I think I should do that. It tastes really good. That was very nice of you, Lisa. She gave some nice comments. All right, can you guys hear me? Let's see here. Okay. Karina, LOL, yes, that happened to me. Visited the bathroom more than the second day, yes. And that's a really good thing, I'm telling you. That's why fiber is so important. What's the statistic? less than 3% of Americans get the minimum amount of fiber. That's crazy. Less than 3%? That's crazy. I also have been on the smoothies. Yoo-hoo, there you go, Lisa. All right, let's go have some bubbles there. Hydrogen bubbles. Wow. Well, good for you guys. I'm glad you're doing well. It's a small group. I know. It's only 10 or 11 you guys in here. But I'm hoping it's helping. I think you know, I think now that I think about it, you know what really gets me down too is all the crazy things going on in the world right now. I don't want to let it get me down. I'll get over it. A lot of people in my life are stressed, and I think that you know, if it affects me being around people who are dealing with stuff, you know, and I get it, you know. You know, it's kind of a weird question to ask, and there's not even that many people in here. And I don't know if it would cause issues to ask you guys. Well, you know, a lot of you are in other countries too, now that I think about it. But let's just, I guess I can finish the, that doctor that I was talking about, who, let's see, Lisa says, what I have noticed is when I am eating something dry that has not been soaked in hydrogen water is not appealing to me. You know what? You're noticing that. Yeah, your body really likes things with water in them for the most part. Personally, the foods I would recommend, or what I would do, look, I can hit the bubbles, that's crazy, is steamed food, boiled food, fermented food, and baked, not as much, or raw. Those are kind of the ways that I normally would eat. No cooking with oil. And it doesn't matter if it's olive oil, coconut oil, it doesn't matter. Once you heat it up, it really turns into a carcinogen. And my body doesn't like it. I break out in acne really bad. I'll tell you one thing though, and I've been getting a lot of this feedback, but this happens to me too. From the hydrogen, just the hydrogen alone with clean water, the blood circulation and the nails, the way the nails grow, my goodness. My nails used to be so weak. It was terrible. It was actually painful because it would get caught on things all the time. In fact, I need to cut my nails again, just constantly. Okay, let's see here. Helen says, it may be a small group, but quality counts more than quantity. I mean, it's true. Those here are serious about making changes. And Lisa says, I have also been very diligent on the hydrogen inhalation. Oh, good for you. See, that's my last ingredient, right? I'm doing the hydrogen gas inhalation. Taking the deep breaths too from the nose is also very helpful when you're doing it. If you just do it a few times. And then, let's see. Lisa says, yes. And Lisa says, one of the very first things that I noticed, oh, the blood circulation in the nails. Oh, it's crazy. They did thermal imaging in Japan for the inhalation from the Hydrofix. Actually, it was, there's a medical center that's using this device. I don't think the hydrogen quality was supposed to be as good as it ended up being. That's why they actually, I mean, they literally lab test and certify these machines because nobody else in the industry does that. And then they start using them in certain medical facilities in Japan. One of them specializes in dementia and Alzheimer's. And we really do have very, very tiny blood vessels. That's why using a statin and hydrogen, that's why I use natto as like a natural statin. Thin the blood a little bit. I don't eat a lot of real greasy things that make my blood get all thick. In fact, it's kind of crazy. There was, I think I mentioned this story before. There was a nurse, and I do blood work, you know, every so often. make sure that my methods are working and all that stuff. And she was telling me how some people's blood literally turns like, you know, when fat gets cold and people's blood just turns like literally to, it almost looks like lard. It's really crazy. And she was saying how my blood is very like clean and did not do that. Because they checked the vial apparently, like, whose is this? Because they noticed it looked differently. And then she told me about it later, and I was like, I had no idea people's blood was like, it's like lard running through your veins. That's pretty nuts. Anyway, thanks for those comments, Lisa. That was very kind of you, and appreciate you guys. Okay, today might end up being a short day so I can go do my other stuff. If you guys have any last questions or comments, whatever you want to do, I can maybe answer some of them. Are any of you having a difficulty making the smoothies? Or is it not that hard? Or you got a bad blender or anything? Or are you finding that, yeah, I can do this. I can have my water smoothie, do a little inhalation. Karina says, I appreciate all you do. Oh, thank you. I mean, that's very sweet. You guys are, I mean, I appreciate it. You know, I really was a little disappointed about the video I did yesterday. I thought it was a really great video, but not really getting much response. And people just started leaving. Like I said, they started unsubscribing. And I was so shocked. I was like, man, I'm really trying to share something important. And yeah, they don't seem to care. It's so weird. Northern Yeti says, been doing partial smoothies. Need to add the beets. Partial smoothie's good. Lisa says I'm becoming quite proficient. Yeah, you're gonna become a pro, right? If you do this regularly. Today's tastes really good. I'm still on a learning curve. Let me make a little bit more. I'll be right back. Alrighty then. You guys remember that? What movie is that from? Alrighty then. Okay, let's see here. I'm starting to wake up. I'm still on a learning curve. Karina says, I can make my smoothie in 20 minutes. That's exactly what it takes me. Then only thing missing is the clean water. Oh, okay. And the hydrogen machine. But I'm taking baby steps. Okay. It will make a difference, obviously. But smoothies alone will be good for you. Baby steps are great, says Lisa. I had to do baby steps too. Yeah, I get it. Helen says, I'm using all the ingredients except less of each. I need to purchase a real blender. I know. You can get a good Vitamix. I've found them before for like 300 bucks, you know, $2.99 or whatever. Lisa said, I just finally purchased my second Hydrofix for the gas inhalation. You know, I gotta say, that was actually kind of shocking. It's one of the best decisions I made, just setting one up just for inhalation, and I do it just way more now. So helpful, because I have one downstairs in my room where I drink my water in the morning. I literally have a water station in my room. Maybe I should, oh, that's interesting. Maybe I should just bring it upstairs. But I don't know, I don't know. It's my routine, I guess. I just have it in my room. Let's see. Still waiting for my natto to arrive, says you're still waiting for natto. Diane McKenzie says, I called to CK status on my distiller about 2 to 3 more weeks. Wow. Well, It'll be an exciting day to have it because, I don't know, clean water, things are getting crazier and crazier. Like, I think it's great that a lot of people are moving to Texas, for example. They got a water problem. They don't talk about it. They got a water problem. But there's a lot of states that do. They're not the only ones. The stuff in our water is crazy. The stuff in our food is crazy. The fact that the human body can even take this stuff. Like, some people can literally, it's crazy to me, but some people can literally be like eating hot dogs and ding dongs and donuts, fast food. And I don't know how the body continues to just chuck along, I guess. It's pretty impressive, really. All right. Oh, and today's Friday of all days. Oh, I need a good weekend. Get some rest. Things have been too hectic on my end lately. Let's see. It's been 30 days, Diane. Oh boy. 2 to 3, wow. Yeah, give him a call, send him an email. Oh, you did call. They said 2 to 3 more weeks. Oh my goodness, they must be behind. I guess clean water is getting popular, guys. Lisa says, I also am awaiting my carbon distiller. That's cool. You're gonna love that clean water. Ellen says, I put more ginger in my smoothie today. Love the flavor. Yeah, it gets kind of spicy. I like it. Some people don't. Some people don't like the ginger in it. Yeah. Oh, something's going on this morning. Maybe the climate. I didn't really feel like waking up this morning much. What happened? Something happened yesterday. I'm trying to remember what it was. Oh, you know what? It's been with work. I forgot. I've been dealing with a lot of difficult people. I don't want to blame it on anybody, though. All right, let's see. Lisa says, I have come to really like the flavor of the natto. Wow, good for you, girl. It took me a while to get acclimated with natto, but I'm digging it now. If you guys want to try Japanese style sometime, steamed rice, natto on it. You can mix it together. You can use a little seaweed if you want. Did you know they got natto sushi if you guys have ever tried it? Somebody did natto with pasta a certain way one time in Japan. Oh my gosh. I was very surprised how good that tastes. Such a weird food. They have a lot of cool stuff though. Diane McKenzie says, yes, I did. So how long does the hydrogen machine take? Yes, I did. Hold on, let me go back. What did you say? It's been 30 days. And then you said, yes, I did. I guess you're saying that yes, you checked. And how long does the hydrogen machine take? I don't know what you mean. Like how much water does it take? How long does it take for it to arrive? If you order it? I'm not quite sure your question. I don't like ginger. I put too much the first time. Yeah, that probably does affect it. The hydrogen machine is not delayed. When I ordered mine, carbon distiller, they indicated that there was approximately an 8-week delay. Holy cow. They better figure that out. Because otherwise, I mean, it's not good for business, but sometimes it's not the end of the world. I mean, those things are going to last you for so long. Yum, 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 yum. It's good. Okay. Well, guys, thanks for hanging out. Let's see, I'll probably stop the bubbles here. I'll see you guys next time. I'm glad you guys were able to follow the protocols. Glad you're having some good results. Let's see, Diane says, I called the Pure Water folks. Oh, how long does the hydrogen machine take to get delivered once ordered? I guess it depends. I think right now, I didn't check, but somebody told me that they have a delay too because they're sold out now. But usually I would assume a week or something. Thank you, Greg, says Lisa. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you guys for being very kind and supportive. You know what? Did any of you guys watch the video I just put out? I put it out yesterday. I'm curious. I mean, you can tell me the truth. You're like, nah, I didn't see it. Or I saw it and I thought it was terrible. Or I want an honest opinion. I prefer the truth. Anybody? Anybody watch it? Alan says, have a good restful weekend. I do. You did see it. I saw it. Lisa said, not yet. Okay. What do you think, Helen? Was it terrible? I know I don't know how to do interviews. Probably should be on camera when I do them. I had to put the phone up close to the speaker of the other phone, you know. Oh, that's right. It was your birthday. Happy birthday, Lisa. Forgot. You were busy. Northern Yeti, I watched it. Great for newcomers. Oh, good. Helen says, it was good to hear the results. Oh, good. Allie Cat says, I'll go watch it. Thanks, guys. And Diane McKinn says, the one about the testimony, a guy you called? Yeah, he had emailed me. And it was, he had tried those cheap products that I always say are of concern. In my opinion, I personally think we all need to be cautious. Ellen says, video needs improvement, but I like the interview. You know what? I should have offered him, I should have tried to do a Zoom call. Thing is, I just don't know how to record. I don't know how to do any computer stuff. You know, I literally set a phone on speakerphone and put another phone to record the conversation. I guess I gotta learn. I just want to show people what happens when you do the things the wrong way. Like I said, people did not like that. Maybe it is the way that I'm doing it. Maybe I just need to have a better camera presence. You were not on camera. It would be better to have your face on there. Just the tip of your head was showing. Yeah, well, because of the way that I had to position the phone. But yeah, I should probably like try to arrange a more professional interview. The problem is that it's time consuming. And he emailed me and I just called him and was going to talk to him about his heavy metals. When he told me that he was using these cheap hydrogen products, then I was like, oh man, people need to hear this. I think a better camera presence would help. Yes, people need the visual. That's a good point. Point well taken. I'll have to figure out Zoom someday. I don't know how to record it. I don't know how to put it on the video, but I'll have to figure out that at some point. I just have so many videos that I want to do, and I don't even know how to make videos. To be honest, I don't even know. I mean, all I know is how to record like this, just live stuff or a simple video, no editing. Let's see here. Okay, guys, thanks for watching. I'm gonna have a little bit more smoothie. So how will you get those out if possible? So how will you get those out? Are you talking about the heavy metals? Is that what I'm assuming you're asking about? You'd be surprised how simple the answer is. People get kind of weird about it, but I'll tell you the simple answer. I'm pretty sure it works. But I'm not making any claims or anything. Let's see here. Excuse me, I'm gonna do this right in front of you guys, just to show you guys how I do it. And then maybe I'll try to answer your questions here in a second. Let's see here. Try to continue to inhale hydrogen while I'm doing it. Okay, let's see here. Yes, the metal's out of the body. Yes, get them out. Okay, simple? Yeah, simple. You know, people overcomplicate it. It's funny, people even buy products to do it. And a lot of the products, I've actually seen some lab tests, actually contain heavy metals. They're supposed to help you get them out of your body. It's so crazy. This is why I'm just not really into too many supplements. I'm very careful with what I choose. I don't need a million of them. And if I can get them from my food, that is what I would prefer. Now, what I would do, personally, and I don't show to have any heavy metals, by the way. So whatever it is that I'm doing, is working. One, I hate to say this, I stay away pretty much from seafood. Doesn't mean I'll never have it, but I just don't eat it on the regular or even close to eating it regularly, which is too bad because I think certain seafood can be really good for you. The problem is that, man, I mean, things are so polluted these days. I'm just telling you right now. I mean, I literally know somebody who just got a lot of heavy metals just from eating. They wanted to be healthy, and they were eating, they started eating fish. And they tried to stop eating, you know, certain meat for a while, just to give themselves a break. Not that they would stop forever. The way that I do it is I just eliminate certain things out of my life, like, for example, just temporarily or forever. In my case, I eliminate it quite often, which is meat, eggs, dairy, and seafood. And then what I do is really clean water, because I want clean water with the hydrogen to really pull out a lot of that stuff. And then the big one also is fiber. So a lot of fiber from fruits and vegetables really, in my opinion, the combination of those things really sweeping the body and pulling a lot of this garbage out of it. Proper hydration, like enough water, is also important, but I really like clean water and then hydrogen just to enhance it and make it even better. And that guy and I are going to talk again in the near future. He's going to try to get on a protocol and then get retested and see where he's at in regards to his heavy metals. I mean, he was testing positive for so much stuff, but like I said, I have an idea where it's coming from, you know? And he doesn't eat any seafood. He was doing a lot of the right things, but I was concerned personally about the hydrogen products he was using. I'm like, oh, dude, don't use that stuff, you know? Nobody seems to want to think about it. Some people lab test their stuff, but they're doing it wrong because they're trying to skew the results either on purpose or they don't know how to do it right. Let's see here. Give me 1 second. Okie dokie. Let's see here. Good. Okay. Boy, the last of my smoothie. All right, let's see here. So I think it's going to be an easy fix, to be honest. That's just my opinion. It's not like I've never seen it before. It's easy. Water is a big one, and your food. And if you're using certain products, I'm telling you right now, there are certain products that will actually do that. And I don't want to name them. Some of them are, well, in the hydrogen world, but I'm not going to name them. I'd rather just tell you guys what the good stuff is rather than telling you what the bad stuff is. The only problem with that is that I always end up getting people contact me and saying, well, what about this one, Greg? What about that one? And it's like, it's so time consuming every time. Okay, guys, I think we're good for today. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. Thanks for the feedback, actually. It's really helpful. And I'll see you guys next time on the next one. I'll give you a few seconds if anybody has any last questions. Save highlight. Interesting. Okay, no questions. All right, guys. I'll see you later. Hope everybody has a good one. Till next time.